Yesterday on First Take, you called for Kathy Engelbert's resignation from her role as WNBA commissioner. When you hear Caitlin Clark there, how does that strike you?
Doesn't strike me at all. Same reaction. Kathy Engelbert should resign as the commissioner of the WNBA.
Ladies and gentlemen, stop everything you're doing and listen carefully, because we are witnessing what may be the most self-destructive and petty business decision in the history of professional sports. Just when people thought the WNBA had already hit rock bottom with the Olympic snub and the Rookie of the Year controversy, the league somehow found a shovel and started digging even deeper. Multiple insiders have now confirmed that the league office, led by Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, has issued a formal warning to Caitlin Clark, not for breaking a law, not for failing a drug test, but for signing a historic broadcaster deal with NBC Universal. The league claims her partnership represents a conflict of interest, which is astonishing when you consider this is the same player widely credited with reviving interest, revenue, and visibility for the league itself. The woman who helped usher in private jets, massive TV deals, and unprecedented attention is now being threatened for promoting basketball on national television. It's madness, an outright declaration of war on the league's own product, and it hasn't gone unnoticed. Even major media figures like Stephen A. Smith are openly calling this situation outrageous. This isn't just a mistake. It looks like self-sabotage. And if the WNBA believes it can intimidate Caitlin Clark into backing down, it may be about to learn a very painful lesson about where the real power in this relationship truly lies.
Derogatory and unappreciative of the athletes that represent her league. And then the person I call the golden goose of the WNBA, Caitlin Clark, you understand, who is box office for the WNBA. Just look at the numbers, look at the ratings, look at everything. For her to come out and...
You know it's serious when Stephen A. Smith takes off his glasses and stares directly into the camera, and that's exactly what happened when this story broke. He didn't just criticize the WNBA, he demanded accountability. Calling the situation egregious and blasphemous, he argued that Commissioner Kathy Engelbert wasn't acting like a leader, but like a hall monitor policing the league's biggest star. Instead of celebrating Caitlin Clark for expanding the visibility of women's basketball through a major broadcasting deal with NBC Universal, the league reportedly responded with warnings about a supposed conflict of interest. Smith's central point was simple: exposure helps everyone. Basketball promotion on a national platform is free marketing money can't buy. The idea that Clark appearing on television could harm the league, he argued, makes no business sense. Beyond the emotion, critics have pointed to the financial reality fueling the outrage. Clark's reported base salary is modest compared to the massive media attention and revenue growth surrounding her arrival. While exact numbers across the league vary, the perception gap between her market value and her rookie contract has become part of the broader debate about player compensation and league economics. Some commentators frame it as a question of leverage. If a player generates enormous outside value, how much control should a league reasonably exert over external deals? Others argue that established league rules and collective agreements exist for a reason, regardless of star power. Speculation has also turned toward internal dynamics. Veteran players have spent years building the league, often under far less glamorous conditions, and the rapid spotlight on a young star has naturally created tension in public discourse. Whether that tension influenced league decisions is unclear, but the conversation highlights a broader growing pain. When a league experiences sudden commercial acceleration tied to one transcendent figure, leadership must balance structure, fairness, and opportunity very carefully. At its core, this debate isn't just about one contract. It's about power, value, and how a league navigates success when it arrives faster than expected.
What I said was that weak-ass response that Kathy Engelbert, I'm going to say it again because people thought I stuttered just there. I don't know how, because I don't stutter. weak ass comeback. I'm gonna say it one more time. Weak ass comeback. That's what she did.
When critics say it's not fair, what they really mean is this. Why does she get opportunities they don't? Why does Caitlin Clark get to be a broadcaster while others are stuck in practice? Behind the scenes, there's pressure to humble her, to remind her she's just a rookie. And instead of leading, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert appears to have caved to that resentment, issuing a warning to appease jealous veterans and signal to the locker room that Clark isn't special. But that's the brutal truth. She is special. She's the primary reason eyes are on the league. Punishing your star to soothe bruised egos isn't leadership. It's a losing mindset that poisons the well. Stephen A. Smith nailed this point when he challenged veterans to look inward instead of lashing out. If you're upset about Clark's NBC deal, ask how to get one yourself. If she's raising the league's profile and the salary cap, thank her for it. The official warning isn't about rules, it's envy-made policy. Institutionalized hazing dressed up as governance. Then there's the legal reality. NBC Universal is owned by Comcast, one of the largest media conglomerates on Earth. A legal fight here would be laughably one-sided. Clark's WNBA contract likely doesn't bar outside media work, especially broadcasting, which isn't competitive basketball. The conflict of interest claim collapses on contact. NBC airs the NBA, the WNBA partners with the NBA. Where's the conflict? There isn't one. It's a pretext for control. Sponsors see it clearly. Major brands are invested in Clark, not bureaucratic posturing. If the league escalates fines, suspensions, blocks, those sponsors won't hesitate to intervene. As Smith warned, this is playing with fire. The league has almost no leverage, and escalating would be a self-inflicted wound. So what happens next? The line has been drawn. Clark will respond by doing what competitors do, showing up. She'll take the mic, appear on NBC, interview stars like LeBron James, and dare the league to act. At that point, the WNBA faces a lose-lose choice. Suspend her and risk a fan revolt, or back down and look weak. If they touch her over this, fans will boycott league pass, tickets, socials, because people show up for talent, not administration. Clark holds the ultimate leverage. She can play elsewhere, join a rival league, or broadcast full-time. She doesn't need the WNBA. The WNBA needs her. This warning is the final proof that current leadership is unfit to govern a league in a star-driven media era. Treating a generational gift like a suspect instead of an asset is how you kill momentum. If this path continues, history will remember the decision makers not as stewards, but as the ones who stood on the oxygen tube. Clark will be fine. NBC will be fine. The clock is ticking for the league. Fix it or get out of the way.